Hi everyone, today I'm going to go through a quick video on how to make leaf mould. This can be used on your garden as a mulch. I've also mixed it in with compost to add a bit of different structure to the compost to open it up. And I'm going to talk you through the steps of how I go about making the leaf mould for my garden. So first thing to do is rake up the leaves. These are oak leaves from a tree off the back of our garden. Most of the leaves fall into our garden. What I do is I rake them up 2 or 3 times through the autumn and winter months, just to stop them ruining the lawn, really, because the lawn kills the grass off if you leave them for too long. I rake them into a pile and then run over them with the lawnmower just to chop them up a bit smaller. This speeds up the process of the leaves breaking down. I've found, particularly with oak leaves, they can take a little while to break down anyway, so chopping them into smaller pieces tends to help speed up that process. Okay, so the next step after chopping them up with the lawnmower, what I tend to do is empty them into one of these large trugs. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit of grass mixed in with the leaves. I've found that just all rots down generally anyway. Basically the way that leaf mould is made is through like a fungal reaction, and basically the leaves rot down into a material that you can use, like I said, as a mulch or in your own compost. That's the leaves after being chopped up. You can see into smaller parts. This increases the surface area of the leaf, speeds up the breakdown of the leaves. I've seen recommended elsewhere to put the leaves into a black bag and pierce the black bag with a fork to let the water drain out. I don't do this. I use these onion nets instead, because basically the next part of the process is you leave the leaves in a bag to rot down for a year or 2 possibly, depending on the type of leaves that you've got. But they also need to be kept moist, so if you put them in a black bag, it's hard to see the leaves. I've found when I've tried using a black bag in the past, it's basically led to the leaves just becoming a mush because I've put too much water in and the water hasn't drained out, even though I have put holes into the bag. So I found using the onion nets is a much better method. You can just spray them over with the hose every now and again to keep them moist and wet. You can see the condition of the leaves without having to empty the full bag out, and you can assess when the leaf mould is ready. What I've got here is some leaf mould that's already rotted down for approximately 18 months, 2 years. You can see there the difference between the fresh leaves and the leaf mould that's been produced, and I can now use that on the garden as a mulch basically. So again, just a closer up view there, you can see most of the leaves have broken down. That will go onto the garden, keep moisture in the ground, help the plants in the summer months when the water can be a little bit lacking. So basically, once these leaves here in this bucket are chopped up, we're looking to put them into the onion net like I've said. So we fill up the onion net, soak that with the hose, and then leave it. I leave mine behind my greenhouse. Just keep an eye on them over the winter. If it's raining like it does here in the UK, then I generally don't have to water them again until spring, summer, when the weather starts to dry up a little bit, and water them perhaps once every week or once every 2 weeks, dependent on if there's been any rainfall at all. But I do find using the onion sacks a much easier method than putting them into a black bag and putting holes in the black bag. It's a lot more tricky to get the right conditions with that. I found these nets are far better, far more easier to keep an eye on the condition of the leaves, and easier to re-wet if you need to. but that's it really. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you have. With more content coming soon.